it's not like this thing, like it's a battle between ourselves, and it's a battle between the parts of ourselves that are connected with that energy and are letting that energy go and letting it go pass, okay? Yeah. Just recognize it's a battle with yourself. Yes, like there's outside battles for some of us, but it's all a reflection of any inner wounds that we're healing, right? Yeah. Yeah. And this offer. Yeah. And needing to let all this go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Yeah. Another thing is be careful. Yeah, it's like there's this offer, and this offer is like this inner battle, and it's like this outside, like things are falling apart around you. Sorry, I'm channeling messages right now, so please take what's for you. If you've been led here, it's for a reason. Yeah. So it's like there's things, outside circumstances that are falling around you. This doesn't feel negative. This feels like things that need to crumble. And like it feels like this judgment is like where you're going, and like the necessary advice is like the first message I got, which is like opening up yourself to the possibilities, like this, like these towers, like this battle, like this, all this stuff is all about opening yourself up to God and coming back into your connection with God, coming back into like who you really are, like your source and like your true imagination. I'm hearing like your inner child. Yeah. And it's all gonna like it's all about sharpening your mind. Yeah. And a lot of us have to go into a certain amount of isolation. Okay. That's the message for today. A certain amount of isolation. Okay. Some of you are already in isolation. Okay. And this is about sharpening your mind. Yeah. Yeah. Coming into like that truth of like your intuition, I'm getting. Yeah, it's about leaving like this old journey behind. Yeah. And it's about surrendering. Okay, I'm going to get some more advice on this because it's coming through like, but I want to be clear. Like, Holy Spirit, help me be clear. And the messages for whoever this is for, like, what is the advice like on this message? Can you clarify this message? What do we need to know about this message for the highest good of all of those that are going to be seeing this, and that this is for? Yeah, you need to welcome the divine masculine energy in you. A lot of us are being called to do things, certain things, and only you know what this is, and your heart knows what this is. And so this is about doing what your heart is asking you to do step by step. Like, you have a vision, you see a vision, but what gets overwhelming is how you're going to accomplish the vision. And what I'm being told is like, don't worry about that. Just worry about taking the steps to bring in that energy for yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The good kind. Okay. Okay. This, oh wow. I'm getting to rest. Okay. I'm getting to rest. I'm going to read what the good kind is. This card is in your deck. The next question is, what's your honest truth? Like being honest with yourself. A lot of us need to be honest about what our honest truth is. And what's coming to mind is being honest with ourselves about what this is we're giving to the divine. What this old self that we're giving, like this imprisoned self that we're giving, like what parts of ourself is that? What parts of our identity is a part of that? And what is our true self? Yeah, and that takes inner work, family, okay? Shift the way to new potential, right? You have the power within you to shift these circumstances. A lot of these tower moments, a lot of these inner conflicts is all about like these inner conflicts with like our self, right? It's all about like these inner conflicts. These towers happen, right? And when we say towers, it's like things that we don't think are positive, right? Like but in disguise, they're like dark blessings because they help clear the air. They help us see things in new ways. They help us open our mind. They help us shake like these programs that we had just accepted as ours, but were never really ours. And like, what I'm getting is like, this is about you learning, like, you have the power. You have your own power, that you've always had the power that God has given you, but your power comes from your devotion to God. Your power comes from the divine. Like all of my gifts, all of the blessings, all of the things that people see that are in my life, like none of it I credit to myself. Like none of this is because of me. Okay, the part of me is like the discipline, right? When I have discipline, the part of me is like when I'm devoted to God. The part of me is like where my intention is to God. The part of me is like the choices I make every day. But ultimately, I know that everything that I have, everything that I am is God. Like I am nothing without God, and I'm everything with God. And so it's like coming into that understanding, like a lot of us get brought to our knees. A lot of us get brought in these tower moments because we are having to remember, and we've come into like this ego version of ourselves where we're trying to do things by ourselves. Like even in this message, like I think a part of me was trying to do it by myself. A part of me was trying to like make sure I wasn't like projecting into this message, but then like I started like just like allowing, and like it's like talking about the truth. And that's what's necessary, is like being honest about where we are and what's happened, and being honest with ourselves about where we have strayed from our paths, and giving ourselves compassion, because ultimately that was a part of our path. Okay. Like, so these things that are happening around us, these things that are falling apart, are a part of our path, and it's a part of us coming back to God. So again, like I know that and God knows that I know this, like I am nothing without God. Like everything I have and everything I am is with God. And so I suggest like, and give and like share that with you, family, for you to come into that for you. Yeah. Being honest with what's your truth, and needing to pause, needing to really go within, right? Needing to understand what are those moments about why we don't want to go within, being more conscious of like where we're seeking connection from, and being gentle with ourselves about it. Yeah. A lot of things are over. I'm going to read this, the good kind, okay? A lot of things are over. We're just recognizing that, okay? The good kind. What number is this? 35. So 35 might be significant for some of you. Okay. Let's see. The good kind. Bringing love and kindness to your situation. Honest and fulfilling work. Acting from the heart. The bounty of a job well done. Doing the right thing. Serving with love. Finding joy in the simple pleasures of life. Sinking simplicity and goodness in your solution. A need to put others first, time spent defining the good you bring to the world, a need to stop judging, accepting others as they are, being the change. Sweet spirit, why are you working so hard? Oh, I told y'all. There's something about us working too hard on things, trying to figure things out. Really, what do you hope to gain in your current situation? Money, security, notoriety, love, acceptance, worthiness, growth? What are you working to find? Alongside whatever word your subconscious mind served up for you, add these two words, goodness and kindness. Allow these good old-fashioned vibrations to cut through the fog of your worries, and let them lead you as you do the work. We get a massive energetic upgrade when we witness and partake in simple virtuous gestures, and we undervalue them all the time. Allow them to be an important part of the solution. Goodness asks you to seek simple joys, to unplug, and to do something because it's the right thing to do, not because of what you will gain. Kindness asks you to help someone out just because, to look at potential instead of just flaws, to listen with an open heart, to witness without judgment. Modern society can often paint these virtues as naive, superficially, quote unquote, light and love. or even insincere. But whoa, my goodness, genuine goodwill and selflessness always open the most rewarding doors. Try some good and kind on for size, because they may be more fresh and alive than you remember. And they are always, always the good kind of undertaking. So, okay, a lot of us right now need to find the ways that we can genuinely be showing up for other people in a way that feels good for us, in a way that honors us, and in a way that honors others. And I'll be honest, like, that's part of why I'm here this morning. Like, this feels good to me to channel messages and share, just because sharing the light and love of God feels good to me like this. So find your version of that and start doing a little bit of that every day. Okay, there's some questions to think about during your day. So how can you lift yourself by lifting others? It's time to do the work, the good work. What does this mean to you? How can you shift focus from the metrics, the tech, the marketing, the drama, and the complex, and find a simple option that is rooted in kindness and goodness? Yeah. So some of us are getting confused, and it's totally normal, because everything is about like monetization right now. Like, how can we monetize things? How can we, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't want that to come across that way. But there is a level of like, where can we just be ourselves and share and be kind? And it can look different for all of us. Like, where can we open a door? Where can we receive that, right? From other people trying to be kind? Because those interactions take two people, right? Like a person giving from kindness and a person receiving, accepting and seeing that it's kindness, right? Generative, create an environment conducive to productivity. Keep going if you are feeling bored with your even if you are feeling bored with your creation. Like all masters, you will evolve yourself through the work. Yeah. So some of you are already working on projects. Some of you are already doing things from your heart, and the message is to keep going. Yeah. And how can you create an environment where it's conducive, like for you to be productive, right? Setting yourself up. Visibility, claim your bright light. Your perfect co-creators are seeking you out. Allow yourself to be seen. It's safe to be witnessed. Yeah. A lot of us need to be, it's like, being open, being out here, being willing to connect with people, right? Being willing from kindness, knowing that we're always protected. Story, weave a fable. Some of us really need to start writing our stories. There's something about that's been coming through a couple of different times. Yeah, share your heroic journey. Tell yourself a conscious, loving tale. Okay, so maybe I'll start sharing more about my journey on here with you guys in the morning. I really wanted to do like a morning word, and maybe like I'll separate them or figure that out. But yeah, there's definitely something here about sharing our journeys. Mobilize, inspire others to action, find the will to get it done. Don't wait for your tribe, create it. Yeah. So you're being called now to use the gifts and tools that are around you, right? Like use like, devotion wants to come out. Look at the upcoming efforts through the eyes of your soul. Take up the task as if all of your heart depended on it. Apply yourself to sacred passion with consistent presence. Yeah. That's complete. I'm going to come back to these cards I pulled and see if there's any message. No, they're like, there's no messages there. I got the messages from there. There was the lesson was I'm practicing these things too. There's nothing I'm talking about that I'm not practicing or in the middle of learning with you. We're all learning together. They want me to read from a deck that's very special to me. So I'm going to read from the Rumi deck. I'm going to shuffle a card and ask for what's the card for our highest good. And I'm going to close this reading out because I have to go to work. Okay. Beautiful. The Lion and the Deer, 22. Okay. So I'm going to leave this up. You can always come back to this. I'm just going to share this message and close it out. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I'm wishing you all such a beautiful and peaceful day. So much love. Like whatever you're going through, know God is with you. Ask God to be with you. God can always be with you. A lot of us ask God to get out of things. And, you know, we're here to learn things. And a lot of the things that we're here to learn are through experiences. And please take this with love. I'm saying this from love. I feel like this can feel like a lot because I don't know your circumstances. And I hear people like, but you don't know what I'm going through. And this is really intense. I know because I'm going through my version. I promise you that. Please do not be fooled. But a lot of this is about learning the experiences and gaining the character and asking God to be with us through the experience and saying, God, please be with me, right? God, please be with me as I go through this. God, show me this, how you would have me see this. Soul, show me this, how you would have me see this, right? So that's for somebody, okay? Ask God to be with you through this. It will help shift the energy in a way that you couldn't even imagine. It will help shift your mindset, shift your perspective in a way that will help you through these experiences that you're going through. Okay? All right. So I'm going to read this. I have 6 minutes before I need to go to work. So the lion and the deer. When you enter the garden of the heart, you become fragrant like the rose. When you fly toward heaven, you become graceful like the angel. If you get burned like oil, you become brilliant. When you become thin like hair and yearning, your joy leads the way. You'll be the kingdom and the king. You'll be the paradise and the guardian angel. You'll be infidelity and you'll be faith. You'll be the lion and you'll be the deer. You are the lion and the deer. You are bold and fierce and vibrant. And you are silent, sweet, and gentle, right? Like this message keeps coming about like it being naive to be kind. And it's not anyone that ever takes advantage of you. Like think about everyone that did what they did to Jesus, okay? Like again, like I'm going to talk about my understanding of the teachings another time, but just access your own version of the teachings that you have in this moment. And think about what happened to them. Think about the karma that so many people had to pay. And it was divine because their soul needed to learn it. I'm not blaming them and it's done now. But just think about like how every action does have a reaction. And that when you're kind, your kindness comes back tenfold. Truly kind, right? Not fake kind, right? Because God knows fake kind. Like when you're doing things just to get something, that's fake kind, you know? But when you're doing things just because it's the right thing to do, right? That's different. Okay? So you are bold. Okay. If I should come to you in arrogance, you roar at me until my falsehood quakes in fear. So terrified it gives up the game and love's conquest happens yet again. If I should come to you in surrendered adoration, open to whatever you may wish. You are so gentle with me, like a deer. You offer me nothing to fear or resist, so that I too become sweet and gentle, longing to submit to your tender ministrations. So then, I do not fear of my own errors, for even if I stumble into arrogance, right? Even if you do stumble into arrogance, even if you do stumble into pride, God will make sure that that action is responded to and you are humbled, right? I shall be made wiser by your magnificent roar and become humble. Even if I become weak, I shall draw succor, evoking the tenderness in you. Whatever is needed to keep me true to love, is what you give me. For you are the holy lion, proud and mighty, and the sweet deer, gentle as the mildest breezes of spring. Okay, there's a message there. Take it how it resonates. I'm not going to, take this however this resonates for you, okay? Hello, my old friend. Do you remember me? We are the oldest of friends, ancient soulmates we are, acquainted over many lifetimes past and through many lessons learned together in the school of love. So here we meet again in this advanced spiritual training of the human experience, with the earth as our classroom. The moment is upon us to leave behind what we have once known and to open up to the great mystery of life again. Our souls left from the divine oneness through the river of forgetfulness and now dive into a body and a life. What a journey that leap begins. Yeah, please take this how this resonates for you. However your body's responding, your mind's responding. You don't even need to know. Just receive the transmission here for you, beloved. Let us embark on this studious adventure together. Let us honor the tiger and the lamb within each other, the lion and the deer. I can witness in you both the raging warrior who fights with unbreakable honor and the healer who brings together those things torn apart. Of course, for are we not all things? Are we not human and angel, animal and spirit? Are we not heaven and earth? Are we not divine? And in being divine, being all things are divine. So here we are together in the school of love, not for the soul who still adheres to preference instead of curiosity, not for the soul who craves comfort instead of devotion to divine adventure. We must be like lovers, you and I, if we are to take these lessons. We must be willing to become mad with passion, crazy enough to chase the great beloved, even if it means forgetting who we are for a time to have the sacred delight of rediscovery, breaking some rules and looking like fools. Well, what could be greater than becoming a fool for love? That will do for us. That will do well. Let us be fools for love together. So shall we become steady mates? We'll recognize each other, even in all our varied garbs, bright or somber, wild or gentle. We'll become the most enthusiastic students in the school of love, urging each other on to ever greater feats of passion and devotion. How we shall outdo each other in grand gestures and our unwavering commitment. This oracle brings you a special message. You are rediscovering a part of yourself that has been lost or submerged underneath more practical concerns. Of course, if practicality is about survival, then learning to be your true self is most essential and practical. All other paths lead to death of the soul. You are asked to bear the chaos of this rediscovery. It may be that talents from this or other lifetimes are reawakened and cause you some discomfort at first, even though they will ultimately bring joy and greater fulfillment. The discomfort may be around how these talents are best expressed, about overcoming shame, guilt, doubt, or other judgments. It may even be about who you are, if you now admit your talent or other emerging personality traits. Perhaps what is being unearthed in you now is darker, your sacred rage, your refusal to accept disrespect in your life, your inability to tolerate lies and deceptions. Well then, you are the lion and the deer. That is your nature. There is to be both in the world. You are not becoming contradictory or hypocritical. You are becoming whole. This guidance of the oracle brings you is that you shall prosper most now if you are willing to unbecome what you have believed yourself to be. It was never really true anyway, that view. It was partial at best, and just a view, an identity, not a genuine reality. Some of your previous sense of self shall likely come with this transition into the fuller experience of your being, and some of that previous identity shall be shed as far too limiting. Yeah, it just won't feel true for you anymore if it ever did. Any crisis or confusion this brings you shall be temporary fuel to ignite the divine fires within. They simmer into life, cooking you from within, bringing all your flavors, spicy and sweet, bitter and sour, into perfect balance, so that your being, your presence, becomes an exquisite dish served up as a divine feast. You shall become nourishment for the world in perfect balance. Your being will hold all, for it holds all within it. It will deny nothing and become a tonic to feed every taste, every appetite, every hunger, and every deficiency. What an extraordinary sublime meal you shall be. How your presence shall nourish the world. And it all begins with shedding the either and the or, and recognizing instead the all. With such wild permissions for unconditional love, you shall thrive in your beingness and feed the hungry world with a meal complete, satisfying, and exquisite. Yeah. You got the message, whoever this is for. You received the transmission. I do have to go. I'm sending you all so much love. I'll be back. I'm not sure when, but I'm listening. And I pray that you have a beautiful day. I'm going to open up to do a closing prayer. Okay, there we go. Today, I will examine my life to see if the scales have swung too far in any area or not far enough in some. I will work toward achieving balance. Yeah, that's what today is about. The goal is balance. We need balance between the work and the play. We need balance between the giving and the receiving. We need balance in thought and feelings. We need balance in caring for our physical self and our spiritual selves, right? In doing the shadow work and our light work, right? In understanding how those work and integrating them. A balanced life has harmony between a professional life and a personal life. There may be times when we need to climb mountains at work. There may be times when we put extra energy into our relationships, but the overall picture needs to be balanced. I'm also getting there may be times when we need to climb personal mountains, right? In our personal lives, right? Which a lot of us are going through right now in the spiritual realm. Just as balanced nutritional diet takes into account the realm of our nutritional needs to stay healthy, a balanced life takes into account all our needs. Our need for friends, work, love, family, play, private time, recovery time, spiritual time, time with God, right? If we get out of balance, our inner voice will tell us. We need to listen. So beautiful. All right, beloveds, I'm sending you so much love. I hope you have a beautiful day at work. Please honor your own expertise, right? Honor that an expert may be required to proceed further. Maybe some of us need some support in different parts of our lives that are imbalanced, right? Acknowledge what you've learned, share what you know, right? There's so many things that you know already, and visit your own inner repository before you seek new studies. Yeah, a lot of this time is about inner review, right? Rebalancing the scales within. Opening our minds, right? Closing out that old journey, right? Giving back that old self with love to God and embracing the clean, new self that God is giving you. That's you, your true self that's always been there. Okay, I do have to go to work. Sending you all so much love. Peace be with you. Until next time I see you.